Hey Star Wars fans, welcome to my first ever YouTube. Forgive the nervousness of myself, obviously first time, but I thought I'd show you my collection, albeit quite a new collection. I've only been collecting for just over a year now, but I thought I'd give you sort of a quick view of where I've got so far. Probably the place to start for me would be this 2010 Hasbro AT-AT. You'll see there's a few figures in there, a few more to collect. Luke hanging on perilously underneath, but yeah, certainly a project ongoing. Moving on, you'll see a Legacy TIE Interceptor. Over the back, I'm not sure if you can see, but there's a 1980s Empire Strikes Back magazine. Collected them fondly as a child. Part of a multi-pack special there, the Hoth Rebels. And then moving on, we have some of the Macquarie concept pieces, particularly Chewbacca, R2-D2, C3PO, Han Solo and Luke Skywalker. Up onto the next shelf, I guess this is what really got me back into, was the release in 2010 of the vintage style Kenner packaging figures. Just brought back some really fond memories from when I was a lad. Moving across, these are original vintage figures, predominantly 1970 Star Wars and 1980 figures, although you will see a sort of more up-to-date Legacy Han Solo next to an original 1980 Empire Strikes Han Solo. Just really for comparison, I suppose. I guess sometimes you don't realise how far these figures move on, and obviously the skills that are involved with them. But obviously that's evident when you have a look at this. Moving across, some more vintage style figures from the 2010-2011 collection. Across again, once more, some more of these figures. In the middle here, I have, I'm sure you can see that very well. It's a Star Wars Weekly from 1978, 10p, and underneath it some Topps trading cards. Once again, these are kind of the things that I collected as a child. Sort of they were the sort of things which were available to me, given how much things cost. Across here, Legacy Luke Skywalker. I think that's a great pose. I think that's the Comic Con edition. And behind, two Saga Collection editions. You have Princess Leia and a really good detailed Sand Trooper. Across again, in the vintage style packaging, Luke's Snow Speeder from Empire Strikes Back. Another obviously triple pack from the larger, I think it's a 9-pack Target special which was released, which these are from. Some more vintage figures including Han and Sand Trooper and Luke. Maybe something of interest at the front. Here are some original steel sealed Topps trading cards, including the bubble gum, although I wouldn't recommend it. I'm sure it's pretty chewy after 30-40 years. And probably the crowning part of my collection so far is the Hasbro 2008 BMF Big Millennium Falcon. Once again, you can see there's a few figures I have inside. Could do with a few more. Probably doesn't do it justice, the sheer size of it. I mean, it's a wonderful thing, and I can imagine as a young lad I'd have been absolutely amazed to receive something like that at that size and scale. Next to it, you'll see once again Imperial TIE Fighter in the Kenner retro packaging on the vintage line. Another triple pack at the back, and maybe finally over the back here. You can see a copy of the 1977-78 mail away for the original figures prior to their release, as Kenner was catching up with the toys, and obviously the demand at the time. I think it was sort of a bit of a surprise to everybody. And then finally down here, which is probably much more relevant to maybe me and sort of new collectors, these are some of the books that I've been using as far as collecting new pieces. And sort of trying to get an update on things. So obviously you use this one by Sansweet here, the Star Wars Collectibles. This book's particularly good, which once again gives valuations and things. Why that's handy, why I find that very useful to myself, it's not so much because I'm looking to buy to sell on, but rather given that a lot of the time I'm looking at things on eBay, it's to get a good indication of what a true value is for a particular vintage piece, maybe more relevant than anything else. But it does give those ideas. Once again, this Star Wars, the action figure archive, I find that really valuable as well, because it gives detailed pictures and you can have a good look, and obviously you can check that and compare it. And although it's not an exact science, it does give you an indication of what you should be looking for when you actually look to purchase, sort of the archive, the vintage figures, actually on sites like eBay and other sort of web-based places. One final shout out to Star Wars Nut 77 and Sith Lord. You obviously won't know me, but I've found that your videos, your uploads to YouTube, have been really useful to myself. Give me a really good insight into different items. Probably give me some good direction as well into the items I'm looking to collect. And I just found that both your sites have been really valuable. So keep it up, guys. You're doing a really fantastic job. Really appreciate your efforts, as I'm sure many others do. But certainly from a newbie's point of view like mine, keep it up, guys. It's amazing. Thanks very much.